The Chicago Bears offense is ready to explode. The talent surrounding Caleb Williams that Ben Johnson has at his disposal is off the charts. Number one pick, Caleb Williams. Number 9 overall pick, Rome Odunze. Number 10 pick, Colston Loveland. Another first rounder in DJ Moore. An early second round pick, number 39 overall, Luther Burden. And then you have an elite play caller slash offensive genius in Ben Johnson. Another top 10 pick on the offensive line in Darnell Wright. To go with four-time All-Pro Joe Tooney, fourth round stud Drew Dahlman, second round pick Ozzie Trapillo, and more. I don't remember a time in my lifetime that the Chicago Bears had anywhere near this many weapons on offense. After spending last season surrounding Caleb Williams with talent, Ryan Poles would turn his attention to the offensive line and fixing the trenches during this year's free agency period. But once we got to the NFL draft, Ryan Poles and Ben Johnson double dipped, adding two more big time playmakers to an already dangerous offense by drafting Colston Loveland and Luther Burden. But then Ryan Poles would go back and add more reinforcements to the trenches, bringing in mammoth 6'8" offensive tackle Ozzie Trapillo and a sleeper guard prospect in Luke Newman. Today I'm just talking about the offense, not even mentioning how he signed Grady Jarrett and Deo and drafted Shamar Turner. This video is about the crazy amount of weapons the Bears have on offense, starting with the number 1 overall pick in the 2024 draft, Caleb Williams. His arm talent, pocket mobility, ability to throw from all kinds of arm angles or while being off platform, paired with his creativity and athleticism, and he's the most exciting quarterback prospect in the history of this franchise. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Next up, we have Rome Odunze, who might be the most exciting wide receiver prospect we've had in a decade as well. Pairing him with Caleb Williams as a rookie gives them a chance to develop special chemistry going forward. Rome has insane potential, and he has the best odds of shattering all Bears receiving records. His skill set is rare, and he has as much upside as any player on this entire roster. But he's not alone on this offense, not by a long shot. He's joined by fellow top 10 pick, tight end Colston Loveland. The Bears have never had 3 top 10 picks at skill positions on offense in my lifetime. In fact, the last 3 skill position players overall we've drafted in the top 10 were Cedric Benson, Mitch Trubisky, and Kevin White. And that's over the last 20 plus years. The 2 before that were David Terrell and Curtis Enos. In my lifetime, those were the 5 skill position players we've drafted in the top 10 overall of drafts. Cedric Benson, Mitch Trubisky, Kevin White, David Terrell, and Curtis Enos. This team has not only been bad, but they've been awful at picking offensive players early in the draft. And that's been a major reason why this team has struggled and why we've yet to have any quarterback ever throw for 4,000 yards in the history of this franchise. But now instead of Mitch Trubisky and Kevin White, we have Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze and Colston Loveland, a guy who projects to be a difference maker over the middle of the field and has shades of Sam Laporta and Travis Kelce in his game. He joined Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze, but again, we're not done yet. The Bears also would draft Luther Burden this year, and while he was not a top 10 pick, he was potentially the steal of the entire draft at pick 39. A guy that most draft analysts had as a top 20 guy overall, falling right into the Bears' laps and giving Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams yet another dynamic weapon to go on offense. This is a guy who's going to enter the NFL with a chip on his shoulder, and he has 4 years to prove himself in Chicago as the playmaker I believe he is. And this is without mentioning DJ Moore and Cole Kmet, who are both seen as underrated weapons throughout the NFL. DJ Moore has all-pro potential, and Cole Kmet has become a very consistent weapon over the middle of the field. He's a very capable red zone target as well. But to go with all of that, the Bears have another top 10 pick on the offensive line in Darnell Wright, a 4-time All-Pro in Joe Tooney, and upgrades all over this offensive line to give Caleb Williams time in the pocket and allow the playmakers to get open. Have they done enough on the offensive line? That's probably the biggest question mark for the 2025 Chicago Bears. Will we be able to protect Caleb Williams? But the key might be our head coach, the young offensive guru Ben Johnson. He's not only the key to Caleb Williams' development and growth, but he's responsible for calling plays that put Caleb in a position to succeed. He's the guy who will design this offense around Caleb, and he could be the most important coaching hire in the history of this franchise since Mike Ditka. And I am realistic here, but I'm also filled with more optimism than I've had in 20 plus years as a fan of this franchise. And if you're like me and you bleed blue and orange, you remember the bad times and how much pain we've been through as a franchise. Things are really changing when it comes to the Chicago Bears, and Ben Johnson is here to usher in a new era of offensive fireworks and better football. This is a team that's going to compete for NFC North titles and hopefully compete for championships. But I really do believe this is a new era of Chicago Bears football. And I really, really hope that we can witness a magical run by this team at some point in the near future. But the biggest thing that's clear is this team is going to be completely different. The Chicago Bears are no longer a team that just gets off the bus running the football, goes 3 and out, punts the ball, and hopes that the defense or special teams can save us and help us win the game. Pretty much when you've been watching the Chicago Bears for the last 20 years, there's a point in almost every game, I'd say about 90% of games, where you just need the defense to come up with not only a stop, but a big turnover to keep us in the game. That's just the kind of football the Bears have played for most of my life. But we have every reason to believe that this franchise is actually entering a new era of offensive football where we're going to score points. We're going to put pressure on the other teams, and we're going to be more fun to watch. There's going to be fireworks on offense, and we're going to score more touchdowns than any of us are used to seeing when watching the Bears on Sundays. It's because we have this new offensive genius and guru at head coach and the most talent we've ever had at skill positions to go with a rebuilt offensive line. But the future of this franchise starts this season. I'm ready for fireworks on offense, and I'm ready to see what Ben Johnson has. Let me know in the comments what you guys are most excited to see. Please remember to hit that like button for me. Turn on those notifications so you don't miss out on future videos. Stay tuned, and until next time, bear down.
The Bears.